Today, in our self-care series, we are going to be talking about physical self-care. Physical self-care is about the daily disciplines we can commit to support our physical well-being. What are the simple behaviors that we engage in every day? Are these behaviors in alignment with our true self? Are they in alignment with who we want to be? Are they in alignment with how we want to feel? Action is the practice of self-actualization. These behaviors allow us to be the person we want to be and to feel the way we want to feel. Our behaviors can bring well-being to us. And our actions are represented by the daily behaviors we engage in. These actions set up the trajectory of where we are going. Our actions define our character, who we are and how we are seen by others. Our actions define how we feel. Simple decisions to act every day. Simple behaviors, self-care practices that support our physical well-being. These are easy to do, but also easy not to do. And day to day, the impact may be unnoticeable. But over time, positive action and acts of physical self-care can change the course of our trajectory. They can change our well-being and improve our health. What are the simple behaviors that, if done daily, will get you where you want to go? Think about that. Again, these are simple, but not easy. These behaviors are easy to do, but also easy not to do. Again, easy to do, but just as easy not to do. But they're so important. And this is the secret. This is what makes successful people successful. Tenacity and basic repeated behaviors. Not big things, but simple behaviors committed to over time. Action can also be called discipline or our path. We must consistently be defining and refining our path. We must be energizing the mind and body. We need to seek balance in our sleep, in our lifestyle, in our work, in our diet. Being balanced with natural rhythms is also important. We need to take responsibility for ourselves. And physical self-care involves taking care of all our embodied needs. This includes nutrition, hydration, and movement. For example, examples of movement include yoga, running, going to the gym, playing a sport, dancing, taking a walk with your family. We need to commit to moving in some way every day. And the easiest way is to find a form of movement that you enjoy and that you can commit to. There's no right or wrong way. We just need to commit to these daily practices. Are we eating food that nourishes and sustains us? Are we drinking enough water? Hydration is so important, and one area where so many of us fall short. It's such a simple fix. Drinking more water seems so simple, and it can have such significant impacts in how we feel and our physical well-being, how we perform, our energy level, even how we look. But so many of us fall short on something so simple, yet so challenging as drinking enough water every day. Are we moving our bodies? Again, movement is so important, such an important piece of that. Finding a way to move and get some form of exercise that works for you and that you can stay committed to consistently. Also, really important is sleep. Are we getting enough sleep? Are we resting when we need to? Are we putting up boundaries and saying no to things when what we need is rest? Again, not always the easiest thing to do. So can we commit to perhaps going to bed a little earlier or getting quality sleep, doing the practices that allow us to get better sleep? Another example, are we engaging in self-regulation through breath? You can use breath tools to help us feel better, to help regulate stress, to help give us energy, or to calm us down when we need to. So for today's practice prompt, we're going to be focusing on daily commitments. What is one practice that you can commit to adding to your daily routine? This is what I want you to reflect on. So think about this and focus on one thing. So again, what is one practice that you can commit to adding to your daily routine? Maybe it's to drinking more water. Are you drinking at least half your body weight in ounces or more of water every day? If not, maybe that's something you could focus on committing to. Perhaps you commit to moving your body every day. Again, this could be a walk outside, going for a run, or even dancing in your kitchen. Maybe you commit to a yoga practice, getting on that mat every single day. Or maybe you get to bed early every night, setting a certain time and aiming for that. Whatever it is, choose one thing. Focus on adding only one commitment at a time. Again, these commitments are easy to do, but also really easy not to do. And whether you practice your commitment on a single day or not won't make much of a difference. For example, if I skip my yoga practice today, overall, my day probably won't look that different than yesterday when I did practice. But consistent commitment to these daily disciplines can change the trajectory of our lives. The long-term difference is substantial. So if we can invite in these practices and make a commitment to them in a way that allows us to sustain them and make them into habits, then we can end up in a whole different place. We can feel better, we can meet our goals. So again, for today, what is one discipline you will commit to adding to your daily routine? You may want to keep track of your commitment. You can log your progress in your calendar, your journal, or even your phone. There are also apps that can be used to track things like water intake or your movement for the day. Commit to action. Even if you miss a day or multiple days, keep going. See if you can build a routine that can turn into a habit. And once your discipline becomes consistent, then you can invite in a new practice and find a new commitment to create as a habit. Thanks again, and I'll see you tomorrow.